Oh, my shots. Here's my shots. I'll be right back. Okay. This is my screen. Hope everyone can hear me. Let me hope everyone can hear what I'm saying. Hope everyone is hearing what I'm saying. Hello. Hello. Hope everyone is
We
hearing
can
what
hear,
I'm saying. Okay, okay. You also want to
we
be
can
sure
hear
before
you. We can hear you.
you also want to
Sir,
be
we
sure
can
before I
hear you.
start. Okay. So this is a picture that is currently displaying on my phone right now. So you can see this is a picture that's currently displaying on my phone on my screen right now. Let me mount everyone back again.
On the air, man. And on the air. Yeah, that's for that. You don't get us.
Okay, this is a picture that's currently displaying on my phone. If you guys can see it, we can see that on the picture it's showing a train is up. Now we are going to be talking. I'm going to explain a little bit of the support and the resistance before I will switch to what I want to talk about. Now we all have an idea that for those of us that are trading on either forex or planet option, most times we make use of support and resistance. Now you can see this line that is being drawn below this candlestick is called a support line. Is called a support line. Now you can see that when the market moved close to the line, I can see that there was a reverse immediately it get close to the line. I can see that immediately this candlestick was able to break the line, but it was not able to close below the line, and there was still a reverse. I can still hear also there was still a reverse because it was not able to close below the support line. You can see currently what continuous happen here. So this is a support line that was drawing, and the support line was working the way it's supposed to work at this particular point. Let's see some other example. You can see here also this other example, like this is a resistance line. You can see when the market get to the resistance line level, it was not able to close above the resistance line, so there was a reverse. You can see now the resistance line, since the market was able to break above the resistance line, now the resistance line now turned to a support line. That's why you can see when the market get to where the line is, there was still a reverse. There was still a reverse. You can see here also it was not able to close above the resistance line. There was still a reverse. So now the idea of a support and a resistance is that when you are able to draw your support and a resistance line accurate, when you are able to draw your support and a resistance line accurate, now there are two things that is likely to happen. There are two things that is likely to happen. So if the market get to your resistance line, so it's likely for two things to happen at that particular time. It's either the market will break your resistance line and started going towards a buy, or it will get to where your resistance line is and it will have a reverse. This particular case, the market was unable to break the resistance line. That's why it have a reverse. That's why it have a reverse. It started coming down. Started coming down. You can see also the support line. It's also applied to also the support line. It's likely for two things to happen when the market get to the support line. It's either the market will break the support line and started coming down, or it will get to where the support line is and it started going up. So that is how the way the support and the resistance line work. And if the market, for example, if the market was able to break the resistance line, so definitely the resistance line will now turn to a support line. Can see when the market was able to can see here, break the resistance line, which is a buy signal. Can see that the resistance line become a support line. The resistance line become a support line. The resistance line become a support line. So that is just the idea of the way the support and a resistance line work. So that is way the support and the resistance line work. So right now you can see my chart on MP5. And if I can see that I'm having a moving average and I'm also having ADX, I'm having moving average and I'm also having ADX on my chart. I'm having moving average and also having ADX on my chart. Now, these two indicators have their own function. These two indicators have their own function. Let me uh, so that I can be able to take it. But now these two indicators have their own function. Now, like I've explained to you guys as a support and a resistance line work. Now, the idea of a moving average is that moving average act as two things. The moving average act as a two things at this particular time of my chart. Now, the moving average help me to know if a market is buying or a market is selling. The move average on my chart help to know if a market is buying or a market is selling, and it also helped me to know as in if there is a resistance or if there is a support. Now, like what I'm saying, that the move average here perform two ways. It help me to know if a market is buying or if a market is selling, and it also helped me to form a dynamic support and a resistance line. The moving average also help to form a dynamic support and a resistance line. Let me show you guys what I mean by that, by moving average that help to form a dynamic support and a resistance line. Now you can see that this is moving average 10. This is moving average 10. Why? This is moving average 20, and this is moving average 50. This is moving average 50. And you can see that this is a let's see a crossover of a buy. Let's say a good crossover of a buy. You can see here is a good crossover of a buy signal. A good crossover of a buy signal. You can see that the market started buying at a particular point in time. The market started having a pullback. The market started having a pullback. You can see that when the market get to where the moving average is, it was not able to close below the moving average and a pullback on call. It was not able to close below the moving average and a pullback on call. Yeah, hello. So, like what I'm saying now, I say that the moving average out as a dynamic support and a resistance line, and it also helped me to know if a market is buying or if a market is selling. Now, at this particular time, you can see this is a crossover of a buy. This is a crossover of a buy, and the market is buying at this particular time. You can see that a pullback on call here. And then the pullback on call, it get to where the moving average is, but it was not able to close below the moving average, and it started buying. It was not able to close below the moving average and it started buying. You can see that here also there's still a reverse. It get to where the moving average is. It was not able to close. It was not able to, as it closed below the moving average. It tests the moving average and it buy on call. It started buying back. And see now, at a particular point in time, the moving average is acting as a support line. The moving average is acting as a support line at this particular time. At this particular time, the moving average is acting as a support line. You can see now. This is the ADS. Now, what ADS does is that the ADS helps us to know if a particular trend is strong or not. The ADS, which is this it helps us to know if a particular trend is strong or not. That is, it helps us to know if a market is trending or if a market is consolidating. That's the work of the ADS. Now, let us know when a market is consolidating. Now, you can see when the ADS is coming down and going up, you can see it's below this 25 line, because I am making use of this 25 line. Now, when the ADS is below this 25 line, the market is consolidating at this particular time. You can see the market is being consolidating at this particular time, because why the ADS is below the 25 line. So at this particular time, the market is consolidating. Let's see another example of a consolidating market. You can see here the ADS is also below the 25 line, and the market is consolidating. You can see that the market is going up and down. It's going up and down. So at this particular time, it's not good for you to enter trade. It's not good for you to enter trade at this particular time, because why? The market is consolidating. The market is consolidated, so it's not good for you to enter trade at this particular time. Now, in order for you to enter trade, first the rules that you need to know is that maybe you want to take a buy trade. Now, the rules that you need to obey using this setup is that immediately you have gotten a crossover, you have gotten a buy signal crossover. Now, you make sure that the ADS is below the 25 line. Now, the ADS will help to tell you that this trend that is about to form, that the trend is strong. So the ADS will be above the 25 line. Now, when the ADS is above the 25 line and you have seen that a buy signal has formed, then you can go on taking your trade. Then you can go on taking your trade, taking a buy trade. I just want to give you guys the clue on how this system works before I will dive into the smart trader on how you can be able to make the $4 daily using a $10 account. So I just want to just get this understanding. Now that is for a buyer. Let's see how a sell is, how a sell signal is. You can see now this is a crossover of a sell. At this particular time, you can see that the ADS is above the 25 line. So this is a crossover. This is a crossover. So at this particular time, you can take a sell trade. You can take a sell trade. But I will tell you the way you are going to be taking your trade, because not when you have crossover. That is where you are going to take your trade. Yeah, you need to wait for something to occur before you can be able to take either a buy trade or a sell trade. But this is just a sell signal. This is a sell signal. This is a sell signal. Then why this other one is a buy signal? Why this other one is a buy signal? Now, if you want to take a trade, like I said, that we are making use of smart trader. We are making use of smart trader, and let's go to the syntactic index market. Now, for you to take a trade, mind you, we are also going to make use of high and lower, not rise and fall. We are going to make use of high and lower, not rise. Now, the difference between rise and fall is that if you switch to rise and fall, the percentage the pay at which you are to make, which is your return, is fixed, which is the 95.3% is fixed, which is the pay at which you are going to be getting on each of your return is fixed. Then why the high and lower is that you can be able to minimize the return which you are going to get.
Yes.
Which is you are going to be able to minimize the return which you are going to get. Now that is just the difference between the rise and fall and high and lower. It's just like the high and lower, you can be able to adjust your barriers, but on rise and fall, you cannot be able to adjust your barriers. So your barriers is fixed automatically. So we're going to make use of high and lower. Now mind you, on a rise and fall, that now this 94% is that if you are taking any trade, now your risk is 95.3%, which is your risk for you taking that trade is 95.3%. That means if you should win any trade, your money is going to be calculated within 95.3%. So that means if you are taking $10, your profit if you win that trade is $9.53. That is going to be your profit if you are able to win that trade. But on the point of high and lower, you can be able to minimize the money which you are going to make, which is you can able to minimize your risk. You can able to minimize your risk in order for you to be more on the safer side. And we are going to make use of minute. So we are going to make use of minutes. So you can make for between 5 minutes to 15 minutes. Within 5 minutes to 15 minutes, but I like making use of 5 minutes. Now I've explained to you guys about about a buy signal and also a sell signal on our MT5. So now let's talk about these barriers, because most people are confused about these barriers. Let's say you want to take a sell trade, for example. Maybe you have gotten a sell signal and you are waiting for a particular condition to be true on a sell signal. So you want to take a sell trade. Now if there is a plus here, which is what you're going to be doing is that is going to be affecting this lower side, which is going to be affecting the lower side since the plus here. Now the idea of the plus is that it's going to be shifting your barriers, which is your barrier to up, which is going to be adding value to your barrier to make it to push to up. So why if you change here to mine, let's say for example we want to make 10% and we take this to like 60. Let's see what 60 will give us. Okay, let's take it to 200. Now 200 is giving us 31%, so let's take it to 400. Okay, 400 is giving us 8.5%. Now at the particular times that immediately we take a trade there, our return will be 8.5%, which is if we are putting $10, our profit will be $0.85. Then if we take here to minus, it's going to be affecting the up. It's going to be affecting the up. So now when we want to take a buy trade, we will take here to minus so that the barriers are going to be affecting the up. Going to affecting the up. You can see the percent and see that the two are been switched. So how can we able to take a successfully trade in order for us to make the $10 profit? Like what I stated on the on my status is that how to make $4 daily with $10 account, risky within 5% or 10%. Now if we should adjust here to 3 now mind you that this barrier setting is not fixed, so you'll be the one that is going to be adjust it when you get a particular percentage which you are targeting. So you'll be able to adjust it to get a particular percentage that you are targeting at that particular time. So right now we are getting which is minus 370, which you are getting 10.6%. Let's add 5 and see. Okay, let's take it to 7, 8. So right now we are getting 10%, which is we are getting 10%. So if we are staking $10, we are going to make it $1 for each trade. So that means if we are able to get up to 4 trades, we have made our $4. We have made our $4. So how can we able to take a successful trade that will not end us blowing up our account? Because on each trade, if you end up taking a trade and that trade end up at loss, so definitely you are going to lose your full $10. But if the trade end up at profit, so definitely you are going to make $1, and you need just 4 trades in order for you to get your $4. So definitely you need to be one. You need to be patient. You need to watch the chart carefully before taking anything, because you're not going to spend more than 20 to 30 minutes, because a particular signal can give you that 4 entry spot. A particular signal can give you that 4 entry spot. So you need to be very patient and watch the market carefully before taking a trade. Now mind you, $4 into 30 days is about $120, and $2 into 30 days is about $60, and that is close to within 30,000 to almost 60,000, depending on the one you are targeting. So let's see how to take a trade. Now I'll explain to you guys on a buy signal and also a sell signal. So how can we able to take a successfully trade? I also explained to you guys about the support and a resistance line, and I also see that the moving average also function as a support and a resistance line. So how can we able to take a successfully trade? How can we able to take a successfully trade? So these are it goes here. Now immediately, let's say if I can able to get a signal, if I can able to get a signal. If I can able to get now, this is a signal, but before I will take a trade, before I will take a set trade, I will wait for the market to reverse and get close to the moving average. Now always put this in mind that no matter how market is buying, it will buy to a particular spot and it will started having a pullback. No matter how market is buying, it will get a particular spot and it will having a pullback. And no market how market is selling, it will get to a particular spot and it will also having a pullback. Now this market is selling, but I will not enter a set trade. Now what I will do is that I will wait for a pullback to occur. I wait for a pullback to occur, and the pullback must get close to the first moving average. The pullback must get close to the first moving average. So immediately the pullback occur and it gets close to the first moving average and it hits the first moving average, and I notice a reverse when it hits the first moving average, then I will take a trade on my smart trader. But when I'm waiting for the pullback to occur, I will do all my setup done already before waiting for the pullback to occur. Let's see if we see any market that is having a pullback. Let's see if we get any market that is having a pullback. This is also a buy signal, which this is a buy signal, and I don't know if it get down again. Let's see other market. Let's see. Now this is a index 101X. So now let's see if the market will have a pullback. So what will happen is that since I'm waiting for a pullback to occur, I will switch to volatility index 101X. So I'll go to 101X, then I will do all my setting down. So I'll do all my setting down, then be waiting for a pullback to occur. Okay, this is 10.2%. So after I've done doing all my setting, I can just minimize my browser, then be waiting to see if a pullback will occur. The pullback is that it will get to where the moving average is. Immediately it tests the moving average, and I notice a reverse when it tests the moving average. Then I want to take a set trade, which is a lower trade here. We can see that the percentage is affecting here. So I want to take a trade. So if at the end, if I should win this trade, which is I will making 10.2%, which I will making $1.02. So let's see if the market can be able to get close to the moving average and got a reverse when it gets close to the moving average. So let's watch the market and see. It's moving close to the moving average. It's moving close to the moving average. So again, when using this particular stuff, like I say, you must be patient because you are just waiting to take just 2 to 4 trades. So you need to be very patient and watch the market carefully before entering into the market. So you need to, like I say, your time frame might be within 5 minutes to 15 minutes since you're trading on smart trader. So you need to be very careful before taking a trade. So let's see. Let it get to the moving average. Okay. Now we have noticed that when it gets to the moving average, we notice a reverse. Then we have taken a set trade. Now let's find our barriers. Now you can see that our barrier here is 8536.76. Now let's know where our barriers is at the particular time. This is 8536.76. So let's see if we can able to know where the barriers is here. 8536.76. Okay, which is this. Let's see again. Now the barriers is Now the barrier is 8536.76. 85 can now the barrier is at this particular spot here. So definitely before we are going to lose this trade, the market need to go above this line. The market need to go above this line before we can be able to lose this trade. Now, I've explained to you guys about the support and a resistance line. Now, at this particular time now, this moving average is trying to act as a resistance line. This moving average is trying to act as a resistance line at a particular level. That's why the market is having some difficulty to break fully this moving average. And you can see that there's also another moving average here. There's also another moving average here. So even though the market was able to break this moving average, it might still get to where this moving average is, and it will still have a reverse. Now that's why before entering into the market, one, you need to firstly identify either a buy signal or a sell signal. Now, enable you are able to identify either a buy signal or a sell signal. Now, on that buy signal or on that sell signal, you need to wait for a reverse to. You need to wait for a pullback to occur. You need to wait for a pullback to occur, and a pullback must get close to the moving average. Immediately the market get close to the moving average and you notice a reverse, immediately the market gets close to the moving average, then you can enter the market and take a trade. Look like time is already getting out of time. So let's see how this market is going to end up. And if it's cool down, you can be able to sell at market, but it's not advisable to sell. You can only use this sell at market when you feel like the market is going to go against you. Now you can see that the candlestick was unable to close above the moving average. The candlestick was unable to close above the moving average. So likely the market might likely continue the sell. It might likely continue the same because why the market was unable to close above the moving average. So the market might likely continue the sell, or all these other candlestick will break the moving average and continue the buy which is about to form. So let's see where this trade is going to end up. So like I say that you can still able to sell at market, but it's not advisable to sell at market. You can just wait to get your full profit because you are targeting a little profit. So you can just wait to get a full profit. So like here, like our remaining time is just 1 minute 15 seconds. 1 minute 15 seconds. So we can wait for the time to expire. We can wait for the time to expire. So like I said that before you can be able to lose this trade is that this market must go above your barrier, which is the barrier which I was able to mark here. Now the market must go above your barrier before you can be able to lose this trade. But if the market stay below this line, so definitely you end up a profit. So let's see the chart. Let's see. I can see the chart. Now the barrier is still at the top. It's still at the top. So which is this line which I was able to get using which I was able to draw using this barrier that was generated immediately the trade was taken. Like now you can see that the market is trying to break above this moving average. That's why it's going up and down here, because it's trying to close above this moving average. That's why it's going up and down here. Now you can see that the trade have closed, so definitely we end up at profit, which is this. Definitely we end up at profit. And CSD, so definitely we end up at profit. Now the market was unable to get close to where our barrier is, because why? The market is fighting between this moving average, because this moving average line is trying to act as a resistance line. So that's why the market is trying to fight to close above the moving average. So I will unmute everyone for you guys to ask your question. So you guys can unmute yourself to ask your question. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, you guys can.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
I can hear you. Go on. I can hear you.
Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually came late for the meeting, so I don't know if there is going to be a kind of recording that I can go over again so that I will watch from the beginning.
I will upload the video
On which platform? Which of the platforms?
YouTube, on my YouTube.
All right.
Now you can see that the market is also going below the moving average, because like I said before that the moving average. Okay, go on.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Please, my name is Charles KK. Please, this barrier offset, can you teach me how to, divide it by 2 or by 3?
Like I see that the barrier is not fixed. The barrier offset is not fixed. So depend on the market that you choose. Yours is just to be adjusting it to when they give you a particular percentage that you are looking for. It's not fixed. It's not fixed.
But sometimes if you adjust it, you will not see any percentage.
You will see a percentage. Let's say, for example, let me go to index 75, for example. Like I said, that index 75 phone is very long. And maybe, for example, I want to target 10%. Now, what I will do is that maybe since I know that the number is big, so I know that I want to make use of big numbers. So I make use of 400. Now, 400 is giving us 48%. So I'll do 800. You can see,
That you'll be giving.
So you're just going to be adjusting it. Let me go to 1,000. 1,000 give me 15%. So 1,100. So that is just you are going to be adjusting to when you get a particular percentage you are looking for. So that is just it.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Ima.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Yeah, fine.
Thank you for this training, but I have a question as well.
Okay.
Please, the moving averages. I don't know. I came late as well. What are the settings for the moving average?
The moving average setting. Let me go to my indicator list. So look at the setting. The first one, just move period 10, exponential close. Then the other one is 50, which is the white. The other one is 20, which is the red. The ADS is just 14. Then level, which is the 25, which is this level.
Yeah.
So that's just it.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can this strategy can it work on touch and no touch, something like that?
You can apply it to each other, but I'm not in that market like that. You can just test it and see using the pullback.
Okay.
So what's the accuracy? What's the accuracy on this strategy?
I've used it so many times before, so it's working.
Yes, now.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm Zubair Ibrahim.
I can hear you. Go on.
Oh, please, that setting of moving average. Please, I want you to be a little bit slower for me. I didn't get it right.
Okay, no, I will upload the video, so you can skip the video to that particular place and you watch it again.
Okay, please. Like, when are you going to upload it?
I mean, by tomorrow morning.
Okay, thank you very much. God bless you.
Hello.
Yeah.
Please, first of all, I want to that anybody that knows that he or she is in a crowded environment should please mute himself so that every other person can hear. Because the voice I'm hearing right now is like the person is in a beer. The person should please. All right. I have a
So,
question.
okay. I will mute everyone so you can unmute yourself to answer.
Better, please. Hello?
Yeah.
It's better now. But my question is this. Is there any way one can stake a lesser amount to take the trade rather than 10? Because 10 is big. Because peradventure, God forbid, one now loses that trade. 10 will go as against a profit of $1.
Okay.
That is one. Sorry.
Okay.
Then again, the trade we took now, we took the down part, which is the sell, and on the barrier offset, it was a plus. So if we are going to take a buy, or it will be a minus.
Yes.
That's my understanding.
Yes.
And again, since we are taking the one of a sell,
see,
it means
the class want to end that. Let me, you guys,
okay.
you join again, but let me end and start again.
Okay.
Yeah.